Okay, so just going to look at quickly removing the door speaker. The A4, S4 and RS4, B6 and B7 all use exactly the same type of speaker. They're interchangeable. The BOSE speakers are interchangeable with the standard one, so if you want to upgrade, everything fits exactly the same. Now I'm going to show you the driver's door. This is the UK driver's door. Obviously if you're in the US or Canada or elsewhere, this will be flipped around, but the driver's door is the one that I'm going to show you first. It's got a couple of little bits that are slightly different, and then at the end I'll also show you the variations for the passenger doors, which is the same as the two rear doors. But we'll focus on removing the driver's door card. Okay, now one thing to bear in mind before you remove your door cards is the door cards are held into place by these little clips that look like this. Now what you want to do is you probably want to buy yourself, you want to allow 1 or 2 per door spare, because when you remove the door card you almost certainly will break 1 or 2 of these per door. It's fairly normal, it can't be avoided. They're only made of plastic and you need quite a bit of force to get these door cards off. Or if you go onto eBay and search for Audi A4 door card clips or something of that nature, you'll find these clips, and these are what hold the door card in tight to the actual frame of the door, and this is what stops your door cards rattling. So you don't want to put a door card back on with these broken. So buy some of these in advance and then you'll be covered. Okay, so to start removing this, ideally you want to use a proper plastic trim tool like this if you've got one. If you haven't, you can use a screwdriver, but you've got to be careful because this the finish on this chips very easily, and obviously the door cards are also made of soft material, so if you use something that's metal you can do a little bit of damage. So ideally, if you can, try and use something that's plastic. All you want to do is just put it in just behind the edge of the trim there, and just work it like so. What we're going to do is give it a bit of leverage like that, just so it pops out just enough to get your fingers in behind. That's it. Okay. And from here, remember there's going to be 4 clips along the length, followed by the hook on the end, and the hook's the important one. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, and that's the 4th one's come out. Now, as you can see, I'm actually levering the whole trim here. You can see that. I'm actually moving the entire trim, and this is the problem. This is why it's easy to break this bit, because you've got to pull this out. If you look down from the top in here, you can see the pins, and you can see the last pin just in front of my finger here. And you've got to lever it forward enough so that that comes out of its hole, but not too much that you end up putting a lot of leverage on the end. So that's perfect, and then what I want to do is give it a little bit of a wobble and pull it back in this direction, and you'll see the hook pop out at the end. Okay, there it is. See, and this is the hook that I was telling you about. And you see it is only plastic, which is why it's very, very easy to break this. So that's the key to it. And like I said, those are the 4 little pin clips that go into these little fixings here. Okay, so we've removed the trim here, and this exposes these little gold pan-headed screws. There's actually 4 of them along the length here. 1 here, 2 above the handle here, and then 1 in the end here. So what you want to do is just with the Phillips size 2 screwdriver, just quickly remove these like so. So you want to remove all 4 of these screws. Okay, the next thing that we're doing, remember we're doing the driver's door, so this one's slightly different. We've removed the 4 screws from behind the trim. The next thing we've got to do is attack this little panel, this little plastic panel here, just tucked in behind the door handle. Now to get this, again, I'm going to use my trim tool. So we attack this from the bottom, so if you can pan down to just underneath here, you can see the bottom edge of it here. Very carefully, just want to come underneath and lift it up, like so. And then the whole thing comes back out. You see there's hooks on the top, so when you come to put this back in, you put the top in first, you hook it up, and then you pop the clip in. So obviously to remove it, just like I did then, it's bottom out, and then the hooks come out. So now we've removed this, and if you look, you shine the light in there, you should see that there's 2 more of the gold pan-headed screws in there. So obviously now what we're going to do is remove both of those screws. And And once you've done that, we can move on to the next stage. So we're going to remove these two screws. There's only one more screw that's holding this in. It's a different type of screw this time. That's actually located right down here at the bottom, dead center. Now, looking at that screw, you see the head's been rounded off. That's quite normal on these. These are quite a tricky little screw to get out. It looks like it should be a PH2 fitment to get that out, but it actually tends to work a lot better with a PH1. And actually, when you're undoing this screw, you've actually got to put a lot of pressure on it and maintain pressure, pushing forward very hard whilst turning it. It's actually quite a long screw, so it takes quite a long time to get it out. Now, as you're going to be putting a lot of forward pressure onto this screw, it's best if you can get someone maybe to hold the door from behind for you, or otherwise if you kind of work from the side and you can kind of put your knee on the front of the door just so you've got something to push against when you work this screw. So like I say, he can be a little bit tricky, but if you use a PH1 and keep pushing forward whilst you turn so it doesn't slip, you shouldn't get it rounding off like whoever removed this did. And you should be good, but that screw's got to come out next. Okay, now I've removed the bottom centre screw from this door card. As we can see, whoever's fitted this has refitted it particularly badly. There was a bit of a technique for getting these door cards off, because normally the clips hold them into place very tight, but obviously they're not in this case. So what I'll do is I'll put a quick clip in now showing me removing the opposite side to show you how to get this to this position ready to remove, and then I'll come back to this in a second. Okay, so the key to this, if you feel around the bottom edge, you should feel that it's on very, very tight. Now the only kind of weak point, if you like, if it's never been off before, it'd be on really, really tight and you'll struggle to even get your fingers in under the bottom to be able to get any leverage at all. The best place to do it is in the same corner here as the speaker grill. So you can just get your fingers in an inch or so, just so you can get your fingertips in behind it. And then what you want to do, remember that the little pop clips, those little clips that I showed you earlier. So what you want to do, you don't want to try pulling the whole thing off, because what will happen is the first clip will pop and then the whole thing will rip off. You want to give it little tugs, little hard tugs, so that you can pop these clips off one by one rather than rip the whole thing off. So what you want to do is get in behind this corner, and you have to give it a pretty good tug. There we go. That's not too bad. That one came off fairly easy. That's not too bad. Remember, there's probably 4 clips behind here, but just take your time with it, and like I say, give it short, sharp tugs. Like so, and then you'll get to this stage here. And then I'll go back to the original door card and show you how to dismantle this. Now you've got it to this stage so that the clips are free around the edge. Okay, so now we have the door card free. We're ready to remove it. Now to remove it, the top edge of this door card is actually got like a little hook across the back of it that hooks over the top of the inside of the window frame here. So that's what's holding this on at the moment, so it's hooked on. So what we've got to do is lift the whole thing off. Now one thing to be careful of is when you lift it, if you look in this corner, you see where it's been removed before, I've just caught the corner of it there. This kind of fits in up underneath this section here, so when you lift it, make sure you pull this forward enough so that you're not going to catch it when this moves up. Now the easiest way to do this, if you zoom out a little bit so you can see most of this, the easiest way to do this is just to give it a bit of a wobble, a bit of a tap there, just to get one side off, and then obviously you can repeat it. Sometimes they're a little bit tighter than others. This one's not too bad, so there it comes. Now if you film down the back now, you've actually got to remove a couple of things before we can go any further. Now that just popped out of its own accord, so when you come to look down the back of yours, it will look like this. This is the mechanism for the actual door handle, and all you do for this is you've got to pop this out like it was before. So just gently behind the back of the cable, lift it forward, and you've got this little hook on the end. Just unhook that like so. That's the door handle right there. Okay. And then the other thing we've got is we've got the actual loom, the door card wiring loom here. There's 2 connections, as you can see. They're going to hold this into place. The first one is in the top of the speaker. So if you pinch these two together and lift, that'll pop out. And then the slightly more tricky one is this one with a purple connector. Now what I'm doing with my finger now, I'll show you in a second. This is like a lever. There we go. I'll show you how this works from here. So it's actually a lever with a little clip in it. So what I did is I went underneath and I pressed this in with my nail just to allow me to move that forward. And as you move this forward, it'll actually push itself out of the socket. So that's all you need to do is remove this one from the top of the speaker and this one from the motor for the electric window. And as you can see, the door card is now entirely removed. Okay, just a quick note for you on the variation that I mentioned earlier. We've looked at the driver's door already. The other three doors have got a slightly different fixing. Okay, this is the front passenger side door. I've removed the trim. As you can see, you've got the same gold pan-headed screws in there. You've also got the same screw down here in the bottom centre. They don't always on the passenger side. This particular one does. The rear ones very rarely do, but do check because the moulding is there. But it's the one in the middle that's different. Obviously on the driver's door, you've got a little plastic cap in the middle with two screws underneath it. Under here, if you look, you've actually got an open hole underneath there, and if you you won't be able to see up inside it, but up in there is actually another one of these gold headed screws. It's about approximately a 45-degree angle or thereabouts. And you have to kind of do it a little bit by feel. You have to kind of feel where the thankfully it's a pan headed screw, so you can kind of feel where the head of it is. And what you want to do is just feel for it. I'll get it in a minute. There it is. And then once you're in the middle of it, you can obviously just remove that screw as normal. But that's the only difference really between the driver's door and the other three doors is the passenger door, and the two rear doors have got this kind of 45-degree screw, and the driver's door's got those two twin screws in the centre. But like I did mention, always do check on all four whether they've got this screw in the bottom centre. Like I say, usually the driver's door always does. But sometimes the other ones can as well, so always check it before you try removing the entire door card. So first of all, what we need to do is just remove this cable. So you've got this little white bracket, and it's got a little automotive tape holding it in place. Now because the tape's quite old, you can usually with a little hook tool, if you don't want to risk cutting it with a knife, just come in behind it very carefully, just give it a little bit of a tug and it tears. And you can actually buy this automotive tape very cheaply on eBay. Just type in car tape, automotive tapes, something of that nature. You'll find it. It's a generic, it's a fairly generic thing. There. Okay, so that's broken, like so. And then to remove the actual electrical connector, rather than use the pinch these in above these kind of two ears, usually works out slightly better because there's quite a lot of flex in these, just to pinch it below the ears like so. That gives you a bit more control. So that's free, and then you've got three screws, one here, here, and then one underneath here. Now once you've removed those three screws, which I'll quickly do now, the size 27. You can use size 25 if your Torx set doesn't have a 27. Because they're not in particularly tight, you can get away with 25. Now what's actually holding this in is just behind this section here. If it's still got it, there should be a little kind of a hook. So it's best to remove the top ones first, followed by the bottom one. And if the speaker's not broken, no it's not, it's got its little hook. Fantastic. Now what you need to do is just lift it up. It's like a pin with a little hook on the end of it, so you need to lift it up and then pull it back, like so. If I can get a little bit of a close-up just in here, hopefully you can see that. It's just a little hook that actually holds it on. So when you put it back in, you just put that back in, pull down, and then it can't come off without being lifted up and out. So that's how you remove the door speaker.